Welcome back to another video. I'm going to show you what I get up to in a normal week. This week we are sticking to farming. That's what this week's video is, which is kind of unusual for this channel, which is unusual for a farming channel, for farming to be unusual. But that's what we're doing this week, and our first job this morning, first job every morning, is to feed all the calves. Over the winter, like every other farmer in the country, my life is very routine. It's the same jobs every day. And you know what? I kind of like it. So one of the best things about farming is that over the summer you can be doing something different like every day. And then in the winter you get a nice routine back, same jobs every day. And I really like that contrast. These two pens here are old calves and we're starting to take them off milk, so I'm starting to reduce their milk a wee bit. Everything else is still getting between 5 and 6 litres a day. The milk cart that's sitting here, it's been replaced today. That's one of my non-routine jobs to do later on. I've taken too much milk out this morning. I don't know why I took so much out. I guess I'm giving these more milk. How we look after and manage our calves is absolutely a weak point of this business. It's a combination of a lot of factors, including that I'm just not that interested in it, but the housing is also bad. It was designed for some reason as calving pens, not calf pens, so there is really bad drainage in these pens, there's really bad airflow, there's too many calves in one airspace. These are young calves, these are old calves. There's just a lot of problems, and they may sound like excuses, and that's because they are excuses. So at some point in the future I will build a dedicated calf house, but that is not going to be for quite a long time. The calves are adequate, but they're not a source of good performance on this farm. Right, that's the calves fed for this morning. They'll get meal and water in like an hour or two. I don't give it to them now. The next job is to scrape and bed the cows. And we also have to figure out why the cows' lights did not turn on last night or this morning, because they're on an automatic computer controlled timer and they haven't worked this morning, which probably happens once every 2 months maybe. So we'll go up to the computer, check why they didn't turn on, and see if we can turn them on manually or fix the problem. Okay, let's take a look and see if we can figure out why the lights did not turn on, and straight away the software is still running. I'll put it over on this screen so you can see it. So I expected this to be offline, or this to be offline, but this is still running. Okay, so the controller is offline. That is either an internet connection issue or a power issue. I will have a look at this later on. Recording videos really slows me down, especially in the morning when I'm in a rush. So I'm going to scrape and bed the cow house, and then I will catch up with you in the JCB once I start feeding the cows. Come on. Next job this morning is to feed the cows silage. You can kind of see a line across the pit there. The very top grab is fourth cut. The bottom stuff is all first cut. So we're going to give first cut to all of the cows. The top bit of fourth cut goes to the beef, heifers, that sort of thing. We will also clean all the silage out that was left from the cows last night, and we'll give that to some beef animals and some heifers as well. So this job will take me about 40 minutes. I should have everything done by about 8:30, probably a bit later today because I've been faffing about with this, but usually most mornings I have calves fed, cows scraped and bedded, and everything fed silage by about 8:30. And I started at 7:15, so it's not too bad. The routine jobs don't take that long. So the manual lights aren't working either, so we actually had a trip go in the cow house last night. That is extremely unusual. Let's see if I can... Okay, yeah, the safety trip thing went. So if I flick this up, does it electrify the whole cow house? Or does it just work? I'll try it. It's not going to work. There's a short somewhere. Yep, there's a short. Oh, great. Huh. This is a bigger problem than I thought. I'm going to have to jump up and read this. I got all the lights back on, but there's still no power, so it must have blown more than one trip. I honestly don't know what's happened. I really don't like playing with electrics, especially whenever I'm the one who's done the electrics in here, so the odds of a bad connection somewhere is quite high. But I'll maybe leave this till after lunch and not faff about with it anymore this morning. I need to hurry up and get the cows fed. So yeah, we do not have a diet feeder here. It is block silage and meal in the parlour. And a lot of people are confused with that. A lot of people ask me, am I not losing milk yield? Would it not be better with a diet feeder? Here is my simple version of why we use block silage and not a diet feeder. Our cows have to graze 200 days of the year. The majority of the year they're grazing. So that means they have to be able to survive on dairy nuts in the parlour and graze grass. So if they can manage on that system in the summer, I don't see a reason why they don't manage just as well on high quality silage and parlour nuts in the winter. Does that make sense? Sometimes we will feed meal on top of the silage here at the middle of the day, just to give them a bit of a boost in milk yield, save silage, and to limit the effects of acidosis from too large feeds in the milking parlour. But we are not doing that this year, and it's the first year we're not doing that in probably 3 or 4 years. And that's mainly because we have enough silage. We don't have to manage our silage by feeding meal, so we're trying to be more efficient. Hopefully that makes sense. There is also the time aspect of, I'm certain this is faster than a feed wagon. People might disagree with that, but it just is. So I don't have a mount for this new fancy camera in the JCB yet, so I'm going to switch back over to my phone. I apologise for the probably significantly worse quality, but you can all live with it. You have survived so far. we finish all our Frisian bulls. Good that we do because we've been closed to TB for over a year, but they actually do okay for us. They're not making us a fortune, but they're not losing us money. I always tell people they break even. They probably do generate a little bit of paper profit, okay, but like it's like £50 an animal. But they also cover 13% of our fixed costs. So that would add up to like 15 grand that the dairy cows would have to cover if it wasn't for all these beef animals here. They do well in large part because of the silage they're getting. This is the first cut silage, same stuff as the cows. That makes a big difference to these animals' performance. They average 286 kilograms cold weight last year. Average grade was O negative 2+, I think. And their average age at slaughter is 17 months. So to give you an idea of their performance, they're getting between 3 and 4 kilos of meal a day. That's pretty much it. Basically, the entire system relies on silage, exactly the same as the dairy cows. And we have our first problem of the day. There is a heifer calving and the calf is coming backwards. She's been calving for like 3 hours now, so we're gonna have to go give her a hand. This is very unusual for us. This is actually the first cow or heifer that I've calved this year. And we have 65 calved. The vast majority calve themselves. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a massive handling, which it absolutely can do. Where is she? There's calves everywhere at the minute. Oh, right. Okay, the feet are out. I'll get her behind this gate, I think. I will leave all you there. Come on. Shh. Come on, calm down. Don't you run. Stay there. Turn around. I'm going to go get help. It's not as easy as I expected. It is now like 2 hours later. I think it's like 11:30. I have no idea. I had visitors from SCCL. They make colostrum powders. I've been using them this year and they seem really good. That's what I've been tubing the calves with whenever I can't be bothered to milk the heifers. I've also started another job out here, which I meant to film the entire job. That was going to be like a big part of this video. And then I got too into it and forgot that I meant to record it. So I'm like halfway through it. I'll run you through what I've done so far and why I am upgrading my milk carts. So this is my old milk cart. I think it's a 215 litre container. I built the axle and the frame on it. It has to be thin enough to fit through the doors, but it's been okay, but it's not been great. The biggest problem is it's really hard to wash out, and that's meant that it's got dirty and you have to power hose it once every few weeks, and that just wasn't being done when we were busy. So I have got an upgrade, which is this one. I bought this online. I can't remember the website, but it's only 110 litres, so that is a problem. But the problem with that other one when it was full was it was too hard to move. So we might just have to do 2 trips at times, but most of the year this should suffice. It's a lot easier to move and a lot more stable, which is important. One of the biggest problems with that one was that from time to time you could cope it and you'd end up with 200 litres of milk all over the yard. And it would actually take 2 people sometimes to push it over. I could manage it, but other people couldn't. Having 2 people to move a milk cart is pretty stupid. So this new design should do the job a lot better. And also it's got a big hatch in the top, which should make it a lot easier to clean out and keep clean. So today we are changing over the fittings. Let me go get the fitting that came with this one. It's not made for milk, it's made for water, because I refused to pay for the milk one because it was more expensive. So this is the fitting that the water cart, the new one, came with. Imagine how long it would take to feed 60 calves if you're filling out of that. So I've cut a bigger hole I used this, and I'm now moving the tap over. Hopefully the tap seals. It's not exactly a perfect fit, and the bung I'm using is kind of relying on the plastic washers, but we'll find out very soon. I have had an issue where I was taking this old one off the milk cart and I tried to clean out the inside of it and I got a brush stuck on the inside of it, so now I'm trying to screw this end cap off and get it sorted. So I'll set the camera up and you can watch me struggle with that for the next 20 minutes and get it fitted, and then we'll test if it's going to leak. Hopefully it'll not leak. Okay, in case you didn't realise, I hate doing stuff like this. I hate anything mechanical or... Right, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Frig your life. This might... I have a bad feeling that the reason why I left this rusted fitting on in the first place was because I couldn't get it off like 3 years ago. But we'll find out. Yes! It worked. No, it didn't work. It didn't move at all. I only thought it moved. Frick. Let's try that again. This thing slipped. My computer code is just better. There's no dirt or mess. Right, that should work. Oh my days, it stuck. Okay, it moved. We're good. We're good. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, this is disgusting. This is literally 3 years of milk. Why am I not wearing gloves? I can't close the ball valve because the brush is stuck, but I can't get the vice grips past it. Oh. Let me go get a pair of gloves on. It's disgusting. I don't like dirty hands. Leave me alone. Flip me, this is tough. I do not have the patience for this stuff. Why is it not turning? It definitely turned, didn't it? It did. I think. Now I'm doubting myself. Right, put the vice grips on. Right, get the vice grips on. I'll put the vice grips on this bit. Right, vice grips are on. Now, it's lefty loosey, righty tighty. Can I get that stupid brush out of there? Right. Okay. It's turning. It's turning. The brush is turning too. Sorry, you can't even see me struggling. I'll just move the camera down. It's easier on the floor. This is such a good wee camera. I'm loving it. It's so handy. Sorry for the sound effects. Apologise. Oh, this is so disgusting. Yes. There we go. And we have our, oh no, the camera. I think this is meant to be able to track my face. I should really turn that on. Right. Now, where's the bung for the bottom of this? This is a diesel fitting which has a filter, which obviously is not going to be used for milk. So let me turn this round and we'll fit it. I actually got this tank like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I just never got round to doing this job. So the thing we have to be careful about is that we can still fit the bucket under it, but we should be good to go. And we will mount it this way. Oh no. Please. Oh, it's okay. Now we need to hope that a bucket still fits under this. That is the big problem. Okay. Moment of truth. Does the bucket still fit under it? I think it will. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right. Let's check if it leaks. I'll go get a bucket of water and we'll find out. This was my other option that would have really filled the buckets fast, but the problem was this will not split. It arrived glued together. So I bought this whole piece thinking that I could just split it here and then use the bung, but I can't get it apart. So if anyone needs one of these, let me know. I've no idea what they're meant to be used for. I think we're good. I can't believe that's sealed. I think. Yeah, I think it's good. Happy days. Oh, this is great. So there is our upgraded milk cart. We have a little drip maybe. Maybe not. It's hard to tell. I spilt water everywhere. And then whenever you want to fill your bucket with milk, that is a good high flow tap as well. Considering there's only that much water in it, the fact it's coming out like that is a great sign. I'm very pleased with this. So the reason why I bought a water tank version of this online was it was £350 and £50 of that was for postage to Northern Ireland. And the proper milk taxi one, I'm pretty sure they're like £600 or £700. Now, I could be totally wrong, but that's the number I had in my head when I priced them before. So it was a lot cheaper for the sake of half an hour faffing about and making a bigger tap. Right, I'm going to tidy up this mess out here now and I'll show you where it sits in the parlour and how we fill it with milk. I haven't actually checked if it fits through the door, but oh yeah, easy. No problem. So to take milk out of the parlour, we have this T-joint here with a valve. And originally this pipe was actually mounted on the old one permanently, and there was like a big pipe system. But that has now changed. We're not needing this attached to the milk cart. It's just going to be here as like an extension pipe for this valve. So what I'm going to do is cut this in half and shorten it, and then it'll just be long enough to go inside this lid, but not inside it too much. And that's how we're going to fill the milk cart. And then whenever you're finished filling the milk cart, you just take the pipe off and you can wash it during the wash cycle to keep it sort of clean. I will video using this for the first time tonight. I know you've seen me feed calves twice in one day. This is getting too much, but my life basically is revolving around calves at the minute. I'm going to head home for an early lunch. I love an early lunch. And I'm going to do some coding. I've got like some code for my power measuring system app to finish. I'll maybe show you a little bit of that. So this is an old app I built last year and I sort of stopped using it by like March time. So I sort of came back to it after 6 months. And this is showing how much electric we're using on the farm. This is the amount of electric every day. So yesterday we used 159 kilowatt hours. And this bar graph at the bottom is meant to divide up the electric between what we used it on. So heating water for the parlour wash, heating water for the taps, and there's meant to be heating water for the bulk tank, but it's not there. Then we also have the orange is meant to be milk cooling, but the milk cooling electric use is not there either. And I need to figure out where it's gone. I need to work out a way to detect the correct energy use for different points. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. It's badly explained. I have figured out that the problem is not related to my software, it is related to some missing data, which is not being recorded properly, so I'll have to go to the farm to figure that out, let it record properly for a day or two, and then come back to the code and try to fix it. I have just reformatted some stuff, I'll show you that really quickly. I've made the lines basically fainter, and you can see that we have our heaters turning on here and here for the water, to boil the water. And then all of these are milking events, the big spikes. So this would have been morning 2 days ago, yesterday evening, and then this morning. We also have a drinkers tab, which is how we control our drinkers. So this is your control for each drinker. And then this is the graph which shows you water intake. During the night, the cows drink next to nothing. Huge spike around 9 a.m. after the morning milking. Drops away down again for the evening, and then a smaller spike after the evening milking. Let's give this new milk cart a go. I filled it up with 110 litres, so I don't think it's enough to feed all the calves, but I'll probably have to bring over 2 buckets at the end. But so far so good. I've been able to pull it with one hand, so already a huge improvement. Really see I'll cope it or something now. I think it's stable. Oh, that's scary. It's so much easier to move. Yeah, I should have bought this 2 years ago. That would have been the smart decision. I have disco lights to try to get rid of the starlings, and it worked for like a week, and then they're back, and I hate them so much. So if anyone has any way to kill starlings legally or illegally, I don't mind. If you could let me know, that'd be great. Right, we're back. It's like what, 10 hours later since this morning. Let's try our upgraded milk cart and see, is it quicker? Does it work? It's not leaking, so that's a good start. Whoa, too fast. What a great system. I really should have bought this years ago. Why did I struggle for 2 years for the sake of £350? I might not be able to feed the cows fast enough. I didn't think of that. Oh dear. That is an unusual problem. Tomorrow's job will be to clean all these big pens out. So what we do is we put the calves in here. This is filling so fast, I don't have time to chat. Oh, you know what? I could put a flow meter and an electric valve in this, but I'll maybe use this as it is for this year. That can be for next year. That is going to do us for this week. I will be back next week with another video. No idea what I'll be doing. But if you enjoyed this video, drop it a like. If you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. I would very much appreciate that. And as always, thank you very much for watching.